For the black section of the M21 set review, we're going to be starting again with commons and uncommons and rares. And then as always, or as we are doing this time around, we're going to be sorting those within each bracket by CMC, not alphabetically, which starts us off with Alchemist's Gift, which is single black for an instant. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains your choice of Death Touch or Lifelink until end of turn.
Yeah, it's a cute little combat trick. It's 1 mana. That's kind of cool, right? Like 1 mana combat tricks are always cool.
Mm-hmm.
The nice bit of flexibility here, right? If you really need to kill something dead, you can kill it dead. Or if like you happen to be able to win a combat with the +1/+1, that's nice too. Not gonna happen all that often. The real question is how often does black want a combat trick, right? Because we saw like unexpected fangs in the past set and unlikely aid,
yeah.
and unlikely aid, and black decks would play in that unlikely aid. Didn't really want fangs all that often. And there's just some formats that just black doesn't want a combat trick. I think in this format, it's fairly combat oriented. Like there's a lot of their things are just creatures along the curve. Same time though,
lifelink on a combat trick is decent in racing situations.
I guess the thing is though, I'm just looking through the black commons right now. Most of them, that's about an even split. I was trying to see like how many have toughness greater than power. It's about an even split. So
and this does combo with Skeleton Archer, as people are saying.
Yes,
three black to ETB and shoot something dead.
Yeah, it turns this into a murder basically, which is cute actually, honestly. But it's just with a combat trick can only be so good unless it's actually like a straight busted one. So this is just like a D+, C-. I'm
gonna go a little higher. I'm
gonna
go C- because I think it just does enough little stuff, and I think a 1 mana trick is just usually overperforms.
Yeah.
So
they do.
I'm gonna go C-.
All right, I like it. I don't think. Thinking back, I don't think there's anything that pings creatures in this set.
No, there isn't.
Yeah. So what a shame.
So sad.
Here we go. We have Duress here. Single black mana, sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature or non-land card from it. That player discards that card.
This is basically an F. Like, I guess we can give it a sideboard grade, but it's just... I think that's so rare that you're going to be bringing this in. Against there just haven't been, like, expensive spells that I've been like, yes. Like, I guess if you see Dream Trawler, maybe you bring in Duress.
Yeah, this is like totally... Again, this is another you know when you'll want it kind of card, right? When your opponent does have good expensive spells, or if they're just like stocked on removal, if they were the anti-Alex drafter and they just took all the removal spells in the world, right? Like that's the fine place to bring in Duress.
Yeah. Here's your card of the format, right?
Here we go.
Single black 1/2. Tap, sack it. Target opponent discards a card. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery.
Yeah, so I mean, I was looking at this card to see if it would have some applications. It doesn't really. So black green, like the place I was looking for it is black green seemed to have an implied morbid theme, which is when a creature has died this turn, you get an effect, and that's what it's uncommon does. The black green uncommon does have that. When a creature dies, you draw a card, but it's not the theme is not in a density. Enough of a density where I'm like, yes, I want Liliana Stewart in most of my black-green decks, I think you will play this card and it'll be okay if you have, 6 things, like maybe 2 of the uncommons and like some of the commons. And it's a fine thing. Like you want a death trigger on command. That's when you're going to play this card. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it's just like basically unplayable if you don't have a reason to.
Could I interest you in getting a death trigger by playing good creatures that just like want to trade in combat or something?
You can certainly interest me in that. Yeah, okay. Exactly. And like I said, there's once you get to a density, this becomes a synergy card you can put in your deck, and it's like, yeah, I actually want this, but I agree with you, Sean, don't want to oversell it. You're not going to want to play this card.
So like synergy D+?
Synergy D+, I like that. Also, of note, Intangible in chat says the Goblin Arsonist is actually a pinger. So if you get the Goblin Arsonist, the 1 mana 1/1 to die, it combos with the Alchemist's.
That's actually pretty gross because you can attack with it. They like think that they're eating your creature, right? And then
you like smash with a 2/2, and then
is it actually Goblin Arsonist in the set?
It's actually Goblin Arsonist,
right? Yeah. So like you attack with your 1/1 into the 3/3, you give it Death Touch, and then when it dies, it deals the damage, right?
So it's like for life in blade
It's
brand,
like
right?
Blade Brand, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't draw a card, but all right, two
That's-
for two.
that's
All right,
interesting.
cool. That's fair.
All
All
right,
right, next up,
yeah,
we
Village
have
Rights. What does this do?
Village Rights. Yeah, I like this one a lot actually. So this is black mana for an instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, and then you draw 2 cards.
Yeah, this is so we've seen this effect before as Altar's Reap, which was 2 mana. But so the downside to this card, I think, is that there's not really sack fodder in the format, as we'll see in Black and Red. Like there is this like sacrifice theme that I think doesn't get there because the active treason effect is at uncommon, and there's not any like make 2/1/1s, or the best thing we have is Death Bloomthal that dies into a 1/1. Like so there's not like a lot of stuff hanging around that you want to sack to it. However, being able to respond to like instant speed to respond to removal with this is really quite good. Because this is essentially just like 1 mana draw 2, because then like their removal trades to your creature. That's really all I'm thinking about.
Yeah,
so here's the thing. So why do you like this card, but you don't like one for 2 mana that essentially says sack a creature, make a 4/4 flyer?
I probably have no good reason. That's the thing, right? Like, I think that you're right. There's not a ton of sacrifice fodder in the set. I think there's like sacrifice fodder in kind of weird places though. Like that we're not expecting. Like there's like a few things that like things you're kind of happy about sacrificing, right? Like sacrifice Goblin Arsonist, kill a next one, excuse me, and then draw 2 cards. Like just as an example, I think there's a few little hidden gems in there that's not the traditional like make 3 tokens, sacrifice them, right? Yeah. But there's a few things in there. 1 mana is huge on this card,
yeah,
for sure. That being said, you probably don't want to include this card unless you have reasons to. Like you're not just going to include it as a gotcha when your opponent casts a removal spell.
I think I might play this as I think every black deck wants one. I think
every black deck can play one. I don't know if they like actually want one though,
Yeah, I don't know. It's such a high rate. Again, like I'm just thinking about for the same arguments about the 2 mana make a 4/4. Like at a certain point, your creatures are going to be nullified, and it's pretty huge to be able to go. I turn that creature plus this into Tormenting Voice.
Yeah, that's true. For all for 1 mana. There's just like okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fair.
You want to go higher or lower?
I was just thinking like C, just because I think there's enough places for it. Yeah. But
all right, Fetid Imp is 1 in the black for a 1/2 flyer. Pay a single black to give it Death Touch until end of turn.
Yeah, we saw this one in Origins. Quite good. Like it's a good rate. Just the Misthaven always gets a bad rap, right, for being a 2 mana 1/2 flyer. But like whenever your Misthavens have like tacked on abilities where they can peck in for some damage, but then also do other stuff, like they're usually pretty good.
Misthaven?
Sorry, not Misthaven. Stormcrow. What am I saying? Misthaven's an all-star.
Yeah, I was like...
Misthaven is an all-star, yeah. Jeez. How did I get those two mixed up? Anyways, Fetid Imp is a good card. It's just like super solid C. Where's a dub? A Death Touch First Striker. There we go.
Yeah.
We broke it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I like this as a solid C.
Yeah, I like the solid C. Super, super happy to have that one. All right, and then higher than a C here, we got Grasp of Darkness.
Yeah.
Black, instant. Target creature gets -4/-4 until end turn.
Yeah, this is your premium removal spell at common in the format.
Yeah, this is good. And unlike, Scorching Dragonfire or whatever, I think, you look at the toughness of the creatures in the set and you go, what can this hit? What doesn't this hit? Yes, this has some of that, but so often you're going to be able to just like in combat combine Grasp of Darkness with a combat and kill basically anything you want. So this is premium. Another thing I do want to talk about with this card is the double mana cost, because I think a lot of people are turned off by the double mana cost for a multitude of reasons, right? People are like, oh, it's not splashable, right? I think that's like not a great argument these days. It's like, oh, I don't like my removal spell isn't splashable, but like you're not splashing. I think if you're splashing a removal, you're either some like weird dirtle deck or your deck just didn't get there.
But the removal you should be splashing is the stuff that just says kill the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And this almost says that. It just doesn't quite say that.
Right, exactly. It's close to that, but it's not quite that, right? And so you should value this as any other black card, right? Don't worry about the double cost. You're going to have the mana to cast it. Yes, you might have to build your mana base slightly towards black a little bit more, but it's going to be fine. And it's almost a boon in a way because it doesn't get sniped off by the other people in the draft, right? It doesn't get sniped off by the other black drafters. So that the double pip is almost a plus, right?
What's that?
It's almost a boon, right?
Yeah, sure.
Double pip, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we want? A B on this one?
I think it's a B.
Yeah, it's all B. I like that.
Infernal Scarring. Why do they keep printing this card?
I have no clue.
Aura, enchanted creature gets +2/+2, and has when this creature dies, draw a card.
I think they just think this card's cool. They just like it, you know.
This is an F.
They've printed this in like a master set recently too, or like a year ago or whatever, and I just don't understand. Like, yeah, this card's not good. don't play this card.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Masked Blackguard. And yes,
Blackguard.
That is the pronunciation of this word. 1 and a black for a 2/1 with flash. 2 and a black. It gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It's Ambush Viper.
It's Ambush Viper, baby. I like it. I like this card.
You do?
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do not like this card.
Not a fan?
I think, again, this just feels like Goblin Piker. This is worse than the one that... The 2/1 that can give something flying in blue, I think.
Yeah, most likely. I think that... So, this sort of... Yeah, I don't have a great pulse on how blue-black is going to play out, because it's kind of Reanimator-y-ish, but there's not a ton of that going on, right? So what the real blue-black deck is going to do is kind of a question to me. And, you know, just having... In M19, blue-black was really good because a lot of your stuff, you could just have an almost instant speed deck, right? So, and we had Hired Blade, I think the card was, which is a 3-mana 3/2 flash. And that card looked super unassuming, but it was a lot better than it looked in the context of that deck. Mm-hmm. I think this plays a very similar role. It doesn't trade as often, but like it trades with X2s, right? It's like an X2 removal spell. That's kind of how I'm seeing this card. And it can just like start turning the corner, or start being down when you've turned the corner, right? So, don't love the card, but I think it's gonna have
beating down.
Yeah, foreign words to Ethan Sachs.
No, look. What I mean is, I just reject the idea that pumping 6 mana into this to make it a 4/3 is beating down.
I mean, that's a meaningful change of the clause.
This card is filler. This is a D+.
Yeah, it's filler, but it's not like a piker, right? It's a better than your average piker.
Sure. Yes.
I think this is a C. I like this as a C.
I think that's way too high, but
all right, that's fair.
Move on. I think I would rather play this card than the card. We just saw.
Don't tell me you want to play Walking Corpse.
I don't want to play either of them, but I would rather play this than that. This is 1 and a black for a 2/2. I mean, I'm giving this a D+ as well.
Yeah, I think that is doing a large disservice to Masked Blackguard, but I'll accept that for now.
All right.
All right. So next we have Cage Zombies. So it's 3 mana for a 2/3. 1 and a black, tap. Each opponent loses 2 life. Activate this ability only if a creature died this turn. So it's inevitability in a way that, like, if you have the board presence, you can keep sending things in, and your opponent just has to take some damage, make some trades, and then they take 2. But it's like a cycle. We've got a cycle here of very like medium 3 mana 2/3s in each color so far.
Is there a world where this has a similar-ish effect as like Weaponize?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
but it's the same, right? It's 2 mana, sack a creature, deal 2 to your opponent.
But Weaponize having the flexibility of pinging something off was huge.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like a huge part of the card.
Yeah. I feel like this effect is gonna be unassuming.
I don't like the card, but I also don't hate it, I guess is the way I put it. It's like you're never actively looking for this card, I don't think.
Yeah. I'm gonna go C-.
I'm gonna go C- on this as well. I agree that it's probably a bit better than it looks, but
yeah, that's what I think.
Also not exciting.
Sure.
This one though, I love this.
This card's great.
Yeah. The Deathbloom Thallid. This is 2 and a black for a 3/2. When Deathbloom Thallid dies, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. Yeah.
It's Illyrios.
It's Illyrios, exactly. It's a very
because
spooky,
the Illyrios was Deathboom Thallid, and so now we have to reverse the
spooky
comparison.
Illyrios.
Yeah, this is a C plus.
Yeah, love this card. C
Yeah.
plus. It is the one card we've seen so far that actually works with like our sacrifice stuff in kind of a way that we want it, right? You can use the 1/1 for fodder. Yeah, love this card. Probably in the running for one of the top black commons.
It's probably the third behind the 2 removal spells, is my
yeah,
guess. Yeah,
I would say so.
it might end up being better than the 5 mana removal spell.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Mind Rod is up next. 2 and a black sorcery. Target player discards 2 cards.
Meh.
You can play it as your 23rd card. You can bring it in from the sideboard if you see some expensive stuff. Like, we don't need to talk about this.
We need a command for Mind Draw. Just like
which is
it's the same
just
spiel.
meh.
Yeah, just meh. All right, next one here we have Crypt Lurkers. This is 3 and a black for a 3/4. This is when Crypt Lurker enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature or discard a creature card. If you do, you draw a card. Okay. Fine.
That's some good stats.
Yeah, fine stats. And the option to sacrifice something small, cycle away a small creature. I like it. I think this is just like super solid C.
Yeah, I could see this being C plus territory too, but I'll start with C.
Yeah, I think it's like just clunky enough that, and there's just not enough sack fodder that I'm going to start it at a C.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you're, yeah, there's not sack fodder, but like, yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I could see it being C plus territory.
Yeah. Right.
Sanguine Indulgence is next. This is 3 and a black for a sorcery. It costs 3 less to cast if you gain 3 or more life this turn. Whatever. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Okay.
Weird. Yeah, it's a weird marriage of. It's like it feels like, oh crap, we need to put this effect on the black card,
right.
That common. So let's just put it on the Raised Dead.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but I would like I think most black decks are going to want one of these. Like
for sure.
4 mana return 2 things is good, and this makes like, you know, if you have Crypt Lurker or whatever, then you're more likely to want to discard creatures because you can get them back. Like,
yep.
I think this is gonna be a solid C.
Yeah, this card's usually pretty good, especially in like.
It gets worse in multiples, and you don't want to rely on creature combat for your 2 creatures to get in the yard. You want some looting or some ways to get stuff in your graveyard otherwise. Some self mill.
We would love Soul Salvage, but I guess we'll take this one.
We'll take this, yeah.
All right, next up we have Skeleton Archer. He's back. So this is 3 and a black for a 3/3. A Skeleton Archer. When Skeleton Archer enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to any target.
This is good. This is your X1 hate.
Yeah, this is a nice card.
And also has the synergy with the Death Touch trick, but that's not going to come up that often. This is a good card. This is a C plus.
Yeah, I like this card a lot. It's 4 mana cards, so you don't want too many of them, but it was super solid in the last set that we saw it in, and probably gonna be about the same in this one.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Blood Glutton for 4 and a black. It's a 4/3 vampire with lifelink.
Okay. So it's a good-ish stabilizer. It's not the best stabilizer. Maybe it's not even that good of a stabilizer. I don't really like this one very much.
Yeah, this feels. I miss the days of just the 5 mana 4/5 for black.
Yeah, I know, right?
This is C minus. Feels like just slightly above like 23rd card to me.
Yeah.
Because it's got the lifelink synergies or life gain synergies. All right, here's your 5 mana removal spell. Finishing blow, 4 and a black for an instant. Destroy target creature or planeswalker.
Yeah, this is good, right?
It's C plus, right?
Yeah, C plus. So, super solid C plus. Don't want to load them on too many, but I like C. It could even creep into the B minus range. I can say. I mean, if we're thinking about pull into black, that is probably a pull into black, right? So maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, maybe just
right.
B minus.
Maybe B minus. That's fair.
All right, next up we have Rise Against. This is 4 and a black for a sorcery. Return target creature from the graveyard. From your graveyard to the battlefield.
Yeah.
So this sort of supports it's a light reanimation theme for blue-black.
Give us cycling creatures, you cowards.
Yeah, give us back more cycling creatures. Yeah. So, I mean, on its rate, it's not great, right? Just like 5 mana reanimate something.
You have to be cheating with this in a way, right? You want to be curving out the 4 mana 3/4 that pitches a creature into this.
Yes.
But
So
what are the I guess the next one is the fatty at common. This is a 7-mana 8/6. So like you get that into your graveyard somehow, and then you reanimate it on 5.
cute. There's tormenting voice. I suppose you could reanimate the hexproof thing or something like that. But yeah, this is like we just saw Unbreakable Blonde, and that card was basically the best Zombify we've seen since Zombify. Right? It was just contextually great because there's big cycling creatures and lifelink was huge on that card. This one not as much, right? So I'm gonna give this a C- to start with. C? You like C?
I just feel like this at common means that it's gonna happen.
I think this at common is there because Blue Black is supposed to be a reanimator theme, and they just needed to support it. They needed to say it was supported, but I don't think it's that supported is the thing. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm selling it short.
Yeah.
There's a few black commons that do get things into the yard. Sorry, black uncommons.
There's
Rain of
Revelation. If you're in black red, there's Thrill of Possibility.
Oh, like what are we reanimating that we're so excited to get a turn or two early that we're willing to be like
Hexproof 5/7.
Sure, yeah, Hexproof 5/7. All right, I mean, C then.
Yeah, I kind of want to go. Maybe I mean it's like builder. You have to build around this, or like it's synergy. I think it's build around. I'm gonna give build around C.
Yeah. Okay. I'm down with that.
And our last one here is a 7-mana 8/6 Gloom Sower. When it becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life.
This card just baffles my design sensibilities. I have no clue what this card is doing.
Yeah,
like
this is weird.
It's so weird. I mean, so it will end the game. Your opponent can't profitably double walk it. I mean, they can, but they'll get drained for 4 or 6. This does stack. I can't do anything but laugh at this card, though. I have no clue. Like, are we reanimating this one? Like, is this our big payoff?
This is a good card to reanimate.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'm laughing too soon. I
still think it's like a D+.
I don't know. I think
D+.
it's still D+. Yeah. Let's not dwell on this one for too long. It is kind of funny though.
We got moving on to the uncommons. We've got Archfiend's Vessel. It's a single black 1/1 with lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, if it entered from your graveyard, or if you cast it from your graveyard, exile it. If you do, create a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying.
Okay. So the joke here is you reanimate this, obviously, right? Like is there any other way to bring it back, like a cheap creature back? I don't think so. I don't.
The blue black uncommon.
Yeah, like the reanimation spell and the blue black uncommon, but I don't think just like straight up like there's no Call of the Death Dwellers type card where you can bring back a cheap thing.
No, I don't think so.
So if that is true, I mean this is a fine thing to have. It's like decent fodder, but it's not great.
I think this is not good.
Yeah, I think this is not good.
I think this is like a D+.
It's like a synergy. It's like a synergy card, though, right? Like
C-.
Sure, like when you end up in the deck with the 2 looters or whatever, you're gonna want this card.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, man. I mean, nothing exciting, but there's places for it.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Witch's Cauldron. So this one's interesting. So there's a single black mana for an artifact, and it says, "When in a black tap, sack a creature. You gain 1 life, and you draw a card." Ethan,
this is an Ethan card, and I don't like this card.
So it's we've seen a lot of creatures like this recently, right? Where they have this ability tacked on. So Soul Reaper, Mogus, right. Spark Reaper. You don't get the body, which is there's upside and downside to that, of course, and it's cheaper to sacrifice the creature than on those cards.
Not on Bushmeat Poacher.
Not than Bushmeat Poacher. That's true. Bushmeat Poacher was an all-star. You can't compare this to Bushmeat Poacher, though. Bushmeat Poacher was MVP.
Why can I not a direct comparison?
It's MVP. All right, let's think about this in the sense of like a sacrifice-y red-black deck. Assuming, we said that deck isn't super supported, but assuming it kind of gets there, right? This is going to be a decent card.
I just don't. Look, you're the king of red black, so I'm gonna let you pave the way here, and then I'll just hop on those coattails when you figure out the deck. But to me, this looks like it's going to be card disadvantage too much of the time. I just like compare this to the 1 mana sack a thing, draw 2.
I think it compares favorably.
This compares favorably?
I think so. Oh, you know what? You know what I've missed? You know what I've missed on this card that I think makes it lower? It's the tap. The tap breaks it for me. I just realized that. Because one of the cool things you can do in the late game is just like cycle through your cheap creatures, get to gas, but you can't do that as well with this. So I think it's still decent though. I think it's like a synergy C plus or C, right? But it's not a card you're gonna just like throw in any black deck.
I'll take your word for it. I'm gonna start on D plus.
Oh wait, all right, I like it.
You want synergy C?
I think synergy C, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
All right, eliminate 1 on the black for an instant. Destroy target creature or planeswalker with CMC 3 or less.
So I feel like these cards are always overrated and limited. Like just like to kill a small CMC creature. Mm-hmm. Again, they have that constructed pedigree. But you're never trading down on mana. Sometimes you're trading up on mana. If you hold this up on 2, you're always going to be able to snag something, whether you're on the play or the draw. Mm-hmm. So that's sweet. It's very similar to Easy Prey, but Easy Prey obviously had cycling, which made it better in a lot of scenarios. Opening up the window for 3 cost creatures though does make this card quite a bit better.
It's a C plus, right? Like
sure, yeah, you're not taking it highly, but
yeah, it's not a pull into black, but I think it's just good.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have Kite Sail Freebooter. This is 1 in a black for a 1/2 flying. When Kite Sail Freebooter enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. Exile that card until Kite Sail Freebooter leaves the battlefield. Love this card.
Yeah, I love this card. I don't like it for limited that much. Like it's good in cube, but it's not a card that I like that much.
So this card was really, really good at Ixalan. Right? This is a top uncommon in Ixalan, right?
Yes.
So does raid not existing make that different?
I think that does. I think I don't know, man. It's hard for me. I don't have a good. I'm gonna have to just trust you here. I don't quite remember this being a top uncommon in Ixalan.
Can I suggest a podcast to go listen to, and you can?
Yeah, is there an episode of a podcast I can go listen to?
So this is quite like almost always you're gonna nab something with this, and then it pecks
on turn 2.
On turn 2, yeah, right. And then like the times you don't, it's not abhorrent. 1 mana, 2 mana, 1/2 flyer is not great, but it's not terror bad, right? I think the fact that like you're okay, so you're gonna feel real. You're gonna feel it when your opponent plays this on turn 2 against you. I think that's when, and turn 3 and turn 4, right? Because they're likely to have a removal spell.
Are you going B- here?
I'm going B-, yeah.
All right,
card's good.
I'm into it. All right, next up is I like this card a lot.
Yeah, me too.
This is Malefic Scythe, 1 in a black for an equipment. When it ETBs, it comes with a soul counter on it. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 for each soul count, or +1/+1 for each soul counter on Malefic Scythe. Whenever equipped creature dies, you put a soul counter on Malefic Scythe, and it has a equip cost of 1.
Yep.
So, Alex on Limited Level Ups in this past week, they talked about this card. I think this is going to be one of the most underrated cards in the set, is my guess. Though maybe people are just like higher on equipment than they generally should be, and this is going to be one where it's actually going to line up. But so it has such a cheap equip cost. So generally 2 mana equipment, equip 1 +1/+1 is not good. But the play pattern of like it makes something be able to trade, or even just like now you chump. As soon as this gets a second counter on it, it's nuts. 1 mana equip +2/+2 is huge.
Yes.
So, and just like, I think it's going to interact really favorably. I think it's going to be really obnoxious. You're going to see this on the other side of the battlefield and just go, oh, cool. I cannot win.
I'm just hoping that this card has too many words for people to read on their first go around. Like their timer runs out, they can't take it, and they pass it to me.
This is going to be, I think, a big grown test of the format.
It's good. So think about this play pattern, right? You get in, you put it on a creature that you're attacking with. You get in, probably, the other block, you make a trade, this gets bigger, that's fine. Or they just don't block it, and you put it on your blocker, your small blocker, right? You make a trade there, the thing dies, this gets a counter, all the rest of your creatures start getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And then that's not even counting like small sacrifice energies you might have. just ways to sacrifice your small creatures that sacrifice on their own. This is just a good card. This is good in aggressive decks. This is good in mid-range deck. It's fine in you want creatures in your deck for sure. You can't put this in like an 8 creature or 9 creature deck.
Sure.
But it's still very, very good.
Yeah. I think wait, how is it a hell of a payoff for a 2/1 1 black flash thing? It has to be equipped. The thing that is equipped has to die. It's not whenever anything you control dies.
Would be nice, but
I think this is a B for me.
Yeah, I like this as a B. I think this is a B. And yeah, I think it's just gonna be one of the more underrated cards.
Speaking of underrated cards,
so we've got Sanctum of Stone Fangs. So this is 1 and a black for a legendary enchantment. It's a shrine. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of shrines you control. Yeah. I'm up for this.
Yeah. I think the argument of this being ill-gotten inheritance is fairly apt. This is the shrine that makes me want to draft other bad shrines.
Yeah, so ill-gotten inheritance, don't want to push aside the fact that it had that activated ability, right? Yes. That 4-mana deal 4. But this gets the drain instantly on the first turn, right?
No, it doesn't.
And yeah.
No, it doesn't.
The beginning of your pre-combat main phase.
Right. How are you casting this before the beginning of your pre-combat main phase?
Oh my god. Yeah, I read this as combat. Yeah. You're right.
So it doesn't trigger until the next turn.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. Okay, so it doesn't get that. But it being 2 mana makes up for a lot for that that not having that sack ability, right?
I mean, you weren't getting Iggy until the next turn anyway. So like
Yeah.
It's still 2 turns early.
I'd be the worst at a live event. Just be like, you're wrong. Get the judge over here. All right, judge tells me that I'm wrong. All right. All right. Yeah. So the 2 mana makes so that you get those 2 points that and that you would have gotten later with Iggy. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think this is good. I think this is probably B- territory for me.
Yeah,
it could be C+.
I think B- is about right. B-.
Because not only is this a pull into black, I think it's a pull into taking other shrines.
Yes, that is the thing. This is the one that you take, and then you're like, now I want the blue shrine. Yeah. Now I maybe want the red shrine, right?
And those feel like those are the white and the green ones are pretty meh, but the blue and the black ones,
sure.
The blue and the red ones, once you have this, I think are serviceable.
Living that Grixis life.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Tavern Swindler. 1 and a black for a 2/2. Human Rogue, tap, pay 3 life, flip a coin. If you win the flip, you gain 6 life.
Not a fan?
Hey, this is fine. This is not, I'm not like, sure, if I'm in a life gain deck, I'll more want to pick this up, but I'm not going to be, if I'm not in black-white at the end of the draft, I'm not going to be like, dang, I didn't get a Tavern Swindler.
I mean, I might be, honestly, because here's the bottleneck for these white-black decks, if you get the payoffs, might just be repeatable life gain, right? And this does that. I think this might be like Tavern Swindler might actually be the piece.
You think it's like Synergy C+?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll join the take.
All right. I like it. Right. Makes your Griffin area or whatever it's called better.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, or just kills you. One or the other. Either is good, right? All right, next up here we have Liliana's Devotees. This is 2 and a black for a 2/3. Zombies you control get +1/+0. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you may pay 1 and a black. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie token. Yeah, I like this one.
Oh, me too. Yeah,
this is really good. Yeah. So
it feels B+y to me.
Like B+y. Yeah, maybe not B+. I think like B probably. You need to jump through a hoop-ish. Not a big hoop, it's a very small hoop.
The hoops are creatures.
The hoops are creatures, yes.
Yeah.
I like it, yeah. I'm going to go B, but cool. I can see. And maybe the Anthem effect is better than I'm giving it credit for.
Pestilent Haze. 1 black for a sorcery. Choose 1. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Or remove 2 loyalty counters from each planeswalker.
Yeah, so this is another card that this effect, I think, has
it varies.
Yeah, it varies, and it has some degree of like mythos / pedigree of infests being good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how good it's going to be in this set, but it's really good against the white decks. I guess I'll say that, right? Like this is a premium sideboard card against the white and probably the red decks too.
Yeah.
So probably sideboard card though, like.
I think I think I'd start it.
Yeah, I think I'm less likely to start this kind of card than most people. So that's just like a
Why is
personal
that?
bias. I just think that yeah, when it's good, it's good, but I think when it's bad, it's really bad, right? Like I'm also just less likely to start a Wrath than most people, and like Wrath gets everything, right? It's if worst case scenario, you can fire it off when you just need to, right? You just like the back's against the wall, your opponent has way more creatures, okay, just kill everything. This it has those downsides while not being able to just like fire it off. Now, if you can build around it, say you have like no two patent toughness creatures, sure, it gets a little bit better. But I don't know. I don't think you're just gonna throw this in.
I'm going B minus. I'm pretty high on this card.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I'm gonna start C plus.
So
Maybe
you want
I'm
C
gonna
plus?
start,
You
I'm
want
gonna start
sideboard?
I'm gonna start C plus. But
C. Which is it, Alex? Give
C
me
plus.
a grade.
I'll stick with you. I'll stick with you.
C plus there. What's
All
next
right.
here?
Next we got Silver Smoked Ghoul. This is 2 and a black for a 3/1. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, return Silver Smoke Ghoul from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And it has 1 in a black, sacrifice Silver Smoke Ghoul, draw a card.
Weird, because it's like trying to do. It's like got synergy with the life gain deck slash the
Yeah.
sacrifice deck.
So this is kind of the card I was thinking of when I said Revitalize kind of becomes draw 2.
Yeah.
Right, if you can bring this back, it's pretty good. I like this card.
I think this
card's this card's real good, I think. So let's see, just sacrifice stuff, yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. It's that intersection, right? That is those cards are always pretty high valued, right?
Yeah.
Kind of making a Korea comparison where some cards were synergy cards in just one deck, and all of red cards were synergy cards in all the red decks, right?
Yeah.
This is like kind of similar to that. So
yeah. That makes this in the B range, I think.
B minus.
Yeah.
You want to go B minus for this one? Yeah, I like B minus for this.
Next
Cool.
up is Carrion Grub, 3 and a black for an 0/5. It gets +X/+O, where X is the greatest power among creature cards in your graveyard, and when it enters the battlefield, you mill 4.
Solid, I think.
Weird.
Yeah, weird but solid. 05 is nice. It's a nice body. So
Let's think of this as Wishcoin Crab.
sure. Yeah, sure. The baseline is Wishcoin Crab, right?
Yeah.
I think it's good. Yeah, I think that there's gonna be. I mean, it just comes down as a big body and potentially can attack.
And it scales with the game, right?
Yeah. I like just this is like a C plus. There's not too much incentive to filling your grave. Like, sure. Mm-hmm. I mean, we did just see this last Silver Smoke Ghoul card, and that's incentive.
Well, there's also the
Reanimator stuff.
Yeah, or bring 2 cards back to your hand.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah. I like this one. I like this one. Decent
that's
amount.
good.
All right, we're gonna talk about this one.
We're gonna talk about this one.
We're gonna talk about this one. So this is bad deals. This is 4 black sorcery. When you draw you draw 2 cards and each opponent discards 2 cards. Each player loses 2 life. So you draw 2, opponent draws 2, everybody loses 2. Or sorry, oh my god, I messed this up totally. Let's read this one more time.
They can see the text. We're good.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I like this card. I think this card is very good.
I am
coming
up on the card.
I was typing out the cards into our spreadsheet, talking to Alex on Discord, and Alex was like, posted bad deal in our chat and goes, Ryan Sachs thinks this is a good card. And I go, ellipsis, I do too. And Alex goes, oh no. I recognize that there are board states and game states where this card is not going to be good. But like, you weren't trying to fire off Mind Rot on 3 anyway.
Yeah.
And like nabbing, just like this, when this does something, this is going to be huge.
So I peg this as you don't ever want to, or like, 99% of the time you don't want to put this in your deck at first. And then hearing Ryan talk about the card, hearing you talk about the card, I do think that it is better than that. So here's the scenario, right? Obviously, I think we're writing off the fact that it's just bad against any deck that's trying to beat you down, right? You don't want it. It's a liability, right? Mm-hmm. If you're in a black-green matchup, or blue-black even, or red, even like red-blue won't be terrible, I don't think, because red-blue is going to have a bunch of cards in hand. and their clock likely isn't as fast. It is a swing, right? Like, you drawing 2 cards, even if you don't nab their 2 cards, is the thing. The thing that gets me about this card is the 2 life. I think that is enough of a nug. After you're casting this 6 mana tempo negative spell, you've also nugged yourself for 2. So in the situations that you're not getting beaten down because we're writing that off, we move that up to the situations where you're at parity, or you're like, you might be a little bit beating down, right? Or getting beat down, right? And then even in those situations, you don't want 6 mana, do nothing on board, lose 2. So what do we think about this card in like a white-black deck where you might have more life than usual? You might even be like at 25 or 26 life by the time you're at 4 or 5 mana.
And then you don't even care about, like, then you're like, whatever, then I'm happy to just draw 2 here. Like,
yeah. So I might be totally wrong on it, and this might just be a card that ends up being like, you just want this card's just good. But I don't think so. I don't think we're quite there. That being said, I think there's credence to what you're saying, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's a ton of merit to continuing to talk about this card. Like, we're all just theory crafting here.
Yeah, totally. We're gonna see once we see how it plays. It's gonna yeah. I'm gonna start this at a C.
I as well am starting it as a C.
Ah, funny. Okay, classic Magic player discussion. Yeah. All right, last black uncommon here. We have Gorman. So this is 4 black for a 5/5 flyer. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sack a creature. That's trample. And when Gorman enters the battlefield, each opponent sacks a creature. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, this is really strong.
This is actually, this is a good one to reanimate too, right? Because you don't have to sacrifice a creature, so it just like comes in.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay. So, and yeah, there's like the random,
I think Deathbloom Thallid has to be like number 2 black common, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
It's up there. I think this one's sweet though.
A B?
B? Huh. Yeah, Flying Trample is kind of a potent combination.
Flying Trample, they sack a thing?
So it reminds me a little bit of, what was that card from Modern Horizons? The Convoke one, the Convoke Demon.
No.
Where it was like kind of awkward to cast sometimes. But this makes up for it a lot because your opponent sacks first as a creature, right? Yeah, I like this at a B-. I'm gonna start this at a B-. Okay.
Moves us on to the rares here. This is Thieves Guild Enforcer, single black for a 1/1 flash. When it or another rogue enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent mills 2 cards. Oh, I see. Now we got the flash 2/1.
Yeah.
As long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, Thieves Guild Enforcer gets +2/+1 and has Death Touch.
Weird card.
Yes.
Kind of cool though. It's so strange. Like, I just don't understand. 8 is a lot. Number 1, 8 is a lot of cards to put in the opponent's graveyard. So this isn't turning on for a while.
No,
I don't think this card's good. This card's not good.
I don't think so either. I think this is like a D.
I would put this at if there was more of a mill theme, yeah, sure. This is just gonna be a 1 mana 1/1. I think a little bit too much of the time, and the payoff's not even that good, right? Like, what's the payoff? It's the 3 minute. Yeah,
the payoff is it trades.
Yeah. This is a D. This is a constructed card, right? That's what I think it is. All right,
Demonic Embrace. What is this?
Yeah. So this is 1 black for an aura. Enchant creature. Enchant creature gets +3/+1 and has flying and is a demon in addition to its other types. You may cast Demonic Embrace from your graveyard by paying 3 life and discarding a card in addition to paying its other costs. Yeah. Super Rancor.
Yeah. Well,
I like this card.
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of. This card's good.
Yeah, this seems really good.
This card's real scary. Oof. So let's say you play this on like 5 or 6. You turn your 2/2 into a threat, a giant threat.
5-power flyer.
5-power flyer. And they can.
This is ridiculous.
They can capture
Sphere is the best. Capture Sphere is this card's kryptonite, but that's it.
Yeah, card is real good. So I don't know, B plus, A minus.
It's not. I don't think it's A minus, but I'll go B plus.
All right, let's go B plus.
I have high standards for my A cards. They
Yeah,
need
that's
to like
fair.
be good at any time.
Yeah, I feel that.
All right, Grim Tutor, 1 black black for a sorcery. Search your library for a card. Put that card into your hand. Then shuffle your library. You lose 3 life. Yikes.
All right, are we gonna do the explanation, or are we just gonna pass this one on?
I think we can just pass this one on. This is
Yeah, I have seen a few people talk about playing this card and like wondering if it's good, but
the problem is like paying 3 life is so. So Diabolic Tutor was so rarely played in limited, and that was 4 mana for this effect without paying 3 life. Being a mana cheaper and paying 3 life is a big cost.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I think this is probably just like, I don't want to say unplayable, but
There's a subset of cards that when you have them, you'll want to play Grim Tutor. You'll want to play this mythic that you probably won't get past. That's because it's actually I don't know how much it is online, and
but on Arena that won't matter.
On Arena, yeah.
So I think D minus for that card.
Yeah. All right, so we got Hooded Blightfang. This is 2 and a black for a 1/4 Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And then whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals damage to a Planeswalker, destroy that Planeswalker. This is okay. It's like 1/4 Death Touch is good. That's a really good body.
Yeah, this card has a really good rate, I think, and has like it's just good on its own and has like synergies with life gain. I don't know.
Yeah, good body to start with, and then
B minus.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I
This
think
is definitely a pull into black for me.
Yeah.
Now we've got Liliana's Standard Bearer. This is 2 and a black for a 3/1 with flash. When it ETBs, you draw X cards where X is the number of creatures that died under your control this turn.
So this is not too hard to make good, right? Like if you get a card off of it,
sure,
it's decent, right? And if you make 2 trades, it's great.
And it has like sort of a Lutri style thing where like you can always just flash this in as a 3-power ambush blocker,
Also has a Lutri style thing where it's just good with removal spells.
Mm-hmm.
So
wait, how is it good with removal?
I mean,
their removal.
No, with like instant speed stuff, right? Just like
sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is just super solid, right? B, you want to go beyond this one?
Yeah, I think I'm B minus. I think I like the Death Toucher better than this.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right. So next one we have Necromentia. So this is 1 black for a sorcery. Choose a card name other than basic land. We know where this is going. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, library for any number of cards with the same name. Exile them. Yada yada yada. Make it 2. Yeah, but no world do we need to talk about this card. These are always unplayable, and somehow people still put them in their deck. They find a way to put them in their deck. But
wow, Veto.
Yeah, Veto.
Form of the Dusk Rose. 2 and a black for a 1/3 legendary creature vampire cleric. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. 3 black creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn.
Card's good.
Yeah.
Card's real good.
This is very good.
I mean, at a base rate, it's a falter. It's just like your opponent's creatures can't block this turn, right? They're just dead if your creatures are the power.
Yeah.
Their life total, right? But yeah, this is just quite good. And if you have instant to life gain, great.
I mean, 3 mana 1/3 is not a good body.
Sure, it's not.
So I think you have to build around this in some way.
Do you want B on this one?
I'm gonna go build around B.
Build around B, sure. I mean, is it a build around though? Because like the 5-man ability is just very good.
Yeah, but it's attached to a very bad creature.
Okay. No,
I think it's really bad on its own. I think.
All right, I think you can just throw this in any black deck and it's fine. I wouldn't classify it as build around, but I do understand the logic.
Man, like 2 mana 2/1s. It's like in 3 mana 1/3s. I don't know what's going on.
All right, well, all right. Next up we have Karavek the Spiteful. This is 2 black for a 3/2. Other creatures get -1/-1, which 3/2 looks small, but it's bigger when everything else is -1/-1.
Yeah,
this is good. This is so. I mean, you want to maximize on this by not having any X1s in your deck.
Yeah, you play a bunch of 3 mana 1/3s.
Yeah, exactly. Never dies. I mean, this is going to completely hose a subset of decks, right? Mm-hmm. Not just decks that have a bunch of X ones, but decks that just like like
The-
your 2 power flyer turning to 1 power flyer just is
Again, I
huge.
think this is a build around card, so we're seeing some folks in chat saying like, but it's symmetrical. My things are getting -1/-1. So the advantage of having a card like this in your deck and not your opponent's is that you get to draft with it in mind. So sure, there are going to be times where you open it pack 3, pick 1, and you go, oh, I can't act like this card isn't going to be good in my deck. But you get this pack 1, pick 1. I think you can really draft a deck where it maximizes this effect, and the fact that it significantly hoses basically like white and red, like. I don't know. It's going to hose a lot of stuff. There's a lot of small creatures in this set.
Yeah, I think this is good.
I think it's like I kind of want to give it a build around, but
Yeah, I kind of want to give it a build around as well.
but it's like build around B+ in my opinion. All right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Liliana, Waker of the Dead is 2 black for a 4 loyalty walker +1. Each player discards card. Each opponent who can't loses 3 life. -3, target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. And then -7, you get an emblem with at the beginning of combat on your turn. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It gains haste.
Yeah.
What's with these nerfed walkers?
Yeah, I don't know. This is fine. It's a good. It's not good on curve, right? Like, it's fine on curve. You can make each purchase and discard a card. It's whatever. But that negative ability, man, it's a lot of loyalty, and it's not necessarily going to kill.
You can't play it on 4.
Yeah.
I think this isn't good.
I think it's fine. Like, just the symmetrical, like, each player discards a card. You choose when that happens. Always plays out better than looks.
I guess that's good. So okay, so you get to like. You play something that can block it, or maybe not, maybe block one thing, and then they get to hit it. But now you're getting an on-curve way to discard something to reanimate on 5.
Sure. Yeah, that's sure. Yeah, I guess if we do need to we need to stretch a little bit to figure. I mean, like it's not bad, right? It's just very finicky, right? It's which you could argue is bad, but
yeah,
you're picking a lot of uncommons over this card. Are you picking Grasp over this card?
I think so.
I think so too. No, it's a C+?
Yeah, C+.
B- maybe?
C+, I think. I don't think this is a pull into black, but if I'm in black, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, and then, oh, man. Who would let this happen? Massacre Worm. This is 3 black for a 6/5. A Massacre Worm enters the battlefield. Creatures your opponents control get -2/-2 until end of turn. Whenever a creature your opponent controls dies, that player loses 2 life.
A+.
Live in fear of this card,
Yeah.
people. Live in fear of it. It's so good. Yeah.
This is disgusting.
A+.
Yeah.
Real good. Real good.
And now, perhaps not so good. Peer into the Abyss. 4 black for a sorcery. Target player draws cards equal to half the number of cards in their library and loses half their life, round up each time.
Yeah, so no. Yeah, it's a lot of mana. I would expect this ability not to be this much, to be honest. I guess it's just a commander card, but like...
It's just an F, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The highs and the lows of black here. That's going to take us to the end.